When people think about investing success, they often imagine skill. They picture someone who understands markets deeply. Someone who can predict outcomes. Someone who knows exactly when to act. But over long periods of time, success in investing is rarely about talent. It is about strategy. Strategy is not about reacting. It is not about speed. And it is not about constant decision-making. A long-term strategy is simply a way of organizing decisions so that fewer decisions are required in the future. This video is about how people build long-term strategies that are designed to last, not for months, but for years and decades. A long-term strategy is not a prediction. It does not try to guess what the market will do next, which company will grow fastest, or when prices will change. Instead, a long-term strategy answers different questions. Questions like, how much uncertainty can I tolerate? How much complexity do I want to manage? How long do I plan to stay invested? A strategy is a framework. It exists so decisions do not have to be reinvented every time something happens. This is why strategy matters more than short-term intelligence. Without a strategy, every market movement feels personal. Every price change creates doubt. Every headline creates pressure. Every downturn feels like a mistake. This leads to constant questioning. Should I change something? Should I wait? Should I act now? This mental load creates stress. A long-term strategy reduces this stress by setting expectations in advance. It defines what normal looks like before emotions appear. Time is the most important element of any long-term strategy. Short-term strategies depend on precision. Long-term strategies depend on endurance. Over long periods, markets experience cycles, economies expand and contract, uncertainty appears and disappears. A strategy that survives these cycles must be simple enough to maintain. Complex strategies often fail not because they are wrong, but because they are difficult to follow consistently. Many people assume that better strategies are more complex. But complexity creates more points of failure. Each additional rule increases decision fatigue, emotional pressure, and the chance of mistakes. Simple strategies are easier to understand, easier to follow, and easier to maintain during stressful periods. This is why simplicity is often a strength, not a weakness. A strategy that is easy to stick to is more powerful than a strategy that looks optimal on paper. Long-term investing rewards consistency more than optimization. Trying to constantly improve a strategy often leads to unnecessary changes. Each change introduces uncertainty. Consistency allows time to work uninterrupted. A long-term strategy does not need to be perfect. It needs to be durable. A strategy that ignores human behavior is incomplete. People experience fear. People experience doubt. People react emotionally under pressure. A good long-term strategy accounts for this. It reduces the need for frequent decisions, exposure to emotional triggers, and reliance on willpower. Goal is not to eliminate emotion, but to design around it. Long-term strategies are not rigid. They can adapt over time. But adaptation is different from reaction. Adaptation happens slowly and deliberately. Reaction happens quickly and emotionally. A long-term strategy changes only when assumptions change, not when prices move. Understanding this difference prevents impulsive behavior. Expectations determine how outcomes are interpreted. If someone expects steady progress, normal fluctuations feel like failure. If someone expects variability, those same fluctuations feel manageable. A long-term strategy includes realistic expectations. It accepts periods of slow growth, periods of decline, and periods of uncertainty. These are not exceptions. They are part of the process. Every long-term strategy will be tested. There will be moments when progress stalls, losses appear, confidence fades. These moments are unavoidable. A strategy that anticipates difficulty is more resilient than one built for ideal conditions. Staying the course is not about ignoring reality. It is about remembering why the strategy exists. Long-term success is often the result of avoiding major mistakes rather than making brilliant decisions. Mistakes usually come from emotional reactions, unnecessary changes, or abandoning structure. During stress, a long-term strategy acts as a guardrail. It limits damage during difficult periods. Monitoring progress is normal. Obsessing over progress is harmful. A long-term strategy includes boundaries around attention. It avoids constant checking. It focuses on trends, not daily movement. This protects emotional stability. A long-term strategy is not something that is tested once. It is something that is lived with. Over time, familiarity builds confidence. Confidence reduces emotional reactions. This creates a reinforcing cycle. Strategies should change when goals change, time horizons change, or risk tolerance changes. They should not change because of short-term noise. This distinction is essential. Patience is not passive. It is an active decision to allow time to work. Patience prevents unnecessary action. It allows compounding to occur without interruption. Long-term thinking is difficult because results are delayed, feedback is slow, and progress is uneven, but difficulty is also why it is effective. Few people are willing to commit to it. A long-term strategy is not about certainty. It is about stability. It creates a framework that reduces stress, limits mistakes, and allows time to work. Markets will change. Economies will evolve. Uncertainty will remain. A well-built strategy does not eliminate these forces. It survives them. That is its purpose.